I don't think anybody deserves that. So I'm here to make sure you get all the tools you need, either in this room or after this, to make sure you build the lives you want and you control your own earnings. Thank you very much. So housekeeping, please if you can, I would like you to scan this quickly. There's a worksheet. And that worksheet will have some of the questions to help us get you in the right direction. So if you can move closer to the screen. And if you can't, you can give me your email address and I would forward it to you. Yes, please. This particular QR code. Or at the end of the presentation, we can come back to it and then you can scan it then. So you can also get a copy of the slides. Thank you very much. Now, we're getting into the meat of it. I guess I'm preaching to the choir because earlier when I went around the room and I found that most people actually are absolutely clear that they want to manage their own careers. Am I right? Absolutely. So there's no need going through this slide about what is happening in the world of work. The same thing here. Guess what? You're not the only one. It's all over the world. In the US, 50.5 million people got up and walked away from their jobs last year. We said 2 years ago was the Great Resignation. No, it wasn't. It was actually last year. Where every year, people are deciding before the organizations tell them that the world of work has changed, that the world of work has changed. And then we have so many different things coming up. People being distracted, wanting to do more with their careers. And this is what we have in the new world of work. People want to work remotely. There is the gig economy. People want to manage their own businesses. So you want to work for an organization and work for yourself also. And then there's also artificial intelligence. You don't know what's going to come up and how it's going to affect you. And then which speaks to us in this room is the skill development. Do you think skill development is all about your technical job? Or is it about more than your technical job? Would anybody like to answer that question?
I think it's more than technical job.
Thank you very much, Maria. How much more than your technical work job?
So much more. I use so much more from to experience.
Hey, Oli. Thank you so much, Maria.
Beyond the technical skills, there is also the soft skills. And these are the soft skills that differentiate between one person and the other in the work environment. So you have all the technical skills. You can write the code for the software engineers, for instance. You need to know how to build rapport, how to communicate, how to handle objections and stuff like that. That is really what could make the difference. So.
Thank you very much, Oli. You just hit the nail on the head. This is what is going to make or break your career in this new economy. It is not, you might be as good as an AI. It's your ability to make a connection, keep that connection, and keep the people so addicted to you that they keep on coming back for you. That is what is going to make your career. Now, the reason I have the slide up is a lot of people decide I'm going to quit. But after quitting, they find out I can't manage my career, I can't get enough work. I don't even know how to put my work out there. Somebody said earlier on in this room, I think it was Maria, how do I charge for my services? I know I'm good, but how do I communicate that value so that people will pay me what I deserve and continue to pay me and continue to engage me? And we're going to go through that in this session. And it's something a lot of people struggle with. Now, quickly, this slide talks about the reasons why people stay in jobs. How many people in this room are actually employed and wish they could work for themselves instead? 3, 4, 5 people, 6 people. The rest, are you happy with the volume of work you're doing? Or do you wish you could be employed so that you can get that financial stability from those jobs?
I don't wish. I was employed. I left.
Sorry, Victor.
I don't wish. I was, so I've left.
You've been there, so
yeah.
you know.
I'm better here.
You're better here. You're just looking for how to make this good. Fantastic. Okay, can you have the slides? I'm not going to dwell on the slides. I want us to jump into the conversation. Now, this quote says, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So what we're going to do, attempt to do in this room, in the next few minutes, is invent the world you have in mind on how to monetize your expertise. What do you think it means to be a solopreneur? What do you think it means to be a solopreneur?
Only you wakako.
What does that mean?
Everything. You are you. You are the creator. You are the seller. You are the fixer. You are the admin person. You are the head of finance. You are CEO of every department. You do everything. You are just doing solo ride. Just you everywhere.
Fantastic. Most of us, what do we struggle with? Is it the technical area or the everything else? In fact, do we all agree in this room that that's what a solopreneur is? Fantastic. Is it only working on your own terms, or you do everything to run a viable business?
Yeah.
I think in the startup world now, these days, we have a lot of co-founders. 2 people founding a company, 3 people. I think that a solopreneur is 1 person founding a business. That person might eventually employ people or outsource some things, but essentially the bulk stops at the person's table as it were.
Only you're correct. There are 2 ways. One way is you're the be-all, everything of the business. The other one is you pick your strengths and you outsource, but you're accountable. So do we all agree? Because that is what this is going to show us. How to move from where you are to how to be a be-all for your business. That everything you are accountable for. Do we all agree before we move on? Fantastic. Now, a lot of people in this room might be corporate professionals. What is the difference between being a corporate professional and, I'm going to use the word expert for a solopreneur, and I will explain why. So instead of the word solopreneur, let's replace it with the word expert. What would you say is the difference between a corporate professional and an expert? Ben, I can see the wheels turning. Would you like to answer?
Not exactly. I'm just an expert can be a professional. So I'm trying to see what the difference is.
Fantastic. Yes, you're right. An expert can be a professional. But is there a fine line between both? Can a person be a professional but not an expert?
Yes.
Why? How?
Professional works in the corporate sector.
Fantastic. So, Michelle, would you like to answer?
I think I'd like to.
Professional work
Then you
in the
win.
corporate sector. So a professional may likely have a boss, works in an office, is answerable to somebody of a higher rank. An expert can work solo, alone.
I'd like to
Okay, thank you so much for that, Michelle.
So, for me, from what I understand from a corporate professional, doesn't mean you're an expert because you have a lot of tasks you're given, which means you're not focused on a particular area. But for an expert picks an area of, like I could say I'm an expert in climate change and all of those, and that is my voice, that is what I do. Everything, I channel all my energy into that field. But the corporate professional will tend to do quite more scattered energy way.
Thank you very much, Maria. Do we agree? Ben?
Yeah, not exactly.
Like a professional is on a trajectory upwards, while an expert is already there, already at the climax of it all. So probably that might just be the difference.
Thank you very much. A corporate professional is a white belt. A black belt is an expert. Victor, you had a different view.
Yeah, when she said the corporate professional can dabble in different areas, he can also be an expert in a particular area, even while being in that corporate sector.
Very true. But okay, I'll shed a bit of light on what she's saying. As a corporate professional, do you have a choice to pick what you do and do not do, irrespective of what you were employed to do?
Well, they will say these are your to-dos plus whatever the boss asks you to do.
Thank you. So you have roles and responsibilities. Normally for an expert, you are known for
Something. Yeah.
and you are dedicated to that thing primarily.
Yeah.
That is the difference. Apart from that, when it comes to mindset, is there a difference in mindset for a corporate professional and an expert?
Yes.
And that's where we're going as a solopreneur. As a corporate expert, it is whatever the boss tells me. It's not my company. If it goes down, it goes down. I don't care. That's your mindset. But as an expert, it is my brand. This is what I am known for. You have a stake in your output. And that's the shift we're making in the mindset. It is not I will do anything to make money. It is I'm building a profile to be known for a particular thing. Thank you. Now here are the benefits. I guess we already know what those benefits are. And that's where we're going to. That is where the gold is in monetizing your expertise, in being known as an expert. And as an expert, you now offer your services as a solopreneur. Number one, there's credibility. Number two, there's career advancement. You can command a lot more money because you're known to be one of the best at what you do. Then you love what you do, there's networking opportunities. Like in this room, if you know what your expertise is, you can actually network in this room. Somebody else will need what you do, or know somebody who needs what you do. Now, because I am jumping, I'm going back to the next question we had before. If you were supposed to do this, monetize your expertise, the first step is you need to know what that expertise is. So I'm going to go back and ask us that question again. What is your expertise? You've got to be able to define it and hold it. It's not an occupation, it's not a career, it's not a job. I'll tell you my expertise. My expertise is I work with corporate professionals only. Not traders, not small business owners, just corporate professionals. I give them the skills and the tools so that they would position themselves as experts. Some of them are already experts, but they don't know how to do it. Do the communicating, do the visibility, do the positioning, they don't know how to. I help them create all they require to be seen as experts so that people will pay them for what they are great at doing. So I want to ask you for a minute to write down what your expertise is. Before we start. And if you're not sure, just say something around. Just for a minute. And it doesn't have to be something you know right now. It could be something you've always wanted to do, but you don't know how to connect the dots. And if you don't know, say I don't know. And then offline we can go into a deeper conversation on that. Because the first step is, for you to be an expert, is you must have an area of expertise. Yes. This is exactly who I serve. No, this is exactly what I do. That is the first thing. Then you cannot decide who you serve. But first you must know, what do I do? That I can do endlessly and in my sleep. So the very first step here is the roadmap for the conversion from being a corporate expert or just being a business owner to being a solopreneur or an expert. The first thing is you've got to have the mindset of an expert. If I go around the room, can I ask you to just say one word that you think depicts the mindset of an expert? If you were to describe the mindset of an expert in one word, what word would it be?
Thought leadership.
Thank you. We'll start with Michelle.
Focus.
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 Thank you. Thank you so much. Can do. Thank you. You're still trying to wrap your head around. No problem, Alex.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Yes. Competence, confidence. No problem.
Great.
Great, yes. But you can focus.
Experience.
Experience. Yes, yes. It's not academics, it's I can do it.
Yeah.
It's not I didn't go to school. No, it's not about that. It's about capacity. Assertive, yes. You know and you're clear who you are and you're assertive.
Skill set.
Your skill set.
Consistent.
Yes, consistency. Yes, that is critical. Then, exceptional. Yes, you've got to stand out. Be the best at what you do. So the very first thing is have that mindset. The first thing is develop the mindset categorized or can be described by all the words that you mentioned. Next is you've got to decide what your expertise is. It is critical. Before we leave this room, you've got to have an idea of what your expertise is or what you would like it to be. The next thing is you've got to build that expertise. Ben said something, it's got to be exceptional. Why would they pick you, not 10,000 other people? There's nothing you're doing nobody else is doing, apart from something really bad, but then somebody else is doing it.
Yeah.
So the next thing now is establish your personal brand. Why will I be different? And how you serve them, what problem you solve for them, those are the two most valuable things. Today you can decide to be a coach, to be a consultant. The day after you can run a done-for-you service as an agency. You can become an influencer, you can become an affiliate marketer, you can own a membership, a course creator. All that matters is your subject matter area, you are an expert. The way you decide to express it, use it. I think Alex said that only. It doesn't matter. What matters the most is I solve this problem and I get you the solutions. At the end of this session, we're going to have a very quick point where I need you to answer what you would think your expertise is, number one, then how you would like to deliver it. And the idea is pick what comes to you naturally. If you know you're a good talker, you might want to be a trainer or a speaker. You might not want to be a coach. Because everybody else is a coach, don't pick what they're doing. It really doesn't matter. What matters is I have the ability to get results for people. And this is how the best approach to reach them to get those results. And that's why we said a framework for delivery. Next thing is you create opportunities to offer your service through publicity, collaborations, and diversification of delivery approaches. So you might start off as a trainer, and you might decide later to become a coach and a consultant or use a course creation model. Or you can do a done-for-you service. Like all the online marketers in the room, you might decide I'm not training anybody, I'm not teaching anybody, I'm not coaching anybody. I'm going to run an agency. And that's what you focus on. I always help people that do not have time to learn, but they want the results. And that's why you need to understand your personality before you pick up all your delivery approaches. And over time, you might decide, I'm leaving money on the table. Why don't I do coaching? And all those different things command different levels of revenue. If you do a done-for-you service, you get a lot more money than if you coach. If you coach, you get a lot more money than if you create a course. So all that depends on what you want to do. Lastly, you have to maintain your cutting edge. As an expert, you never stop learning. We keep on going back to what Ben said, you have to be exceptional. You have to keep on asking yourself that question every month. How am I exceptional? The other person is not sleeping. The person is trying to take my clients. Why will my clients stay with me? That is a consistent question you have to be able to answer. Now, this is the very last slide we've got, which is, I apologize for that typo. How do you get known by small businesses? Now you've decided what your expertise is, and we're going back to that activity to round up. What's my expertise? How do I want to deliver it? What kind of money would I like to make from it? How much of my time is it going to take? But before we go there, how do you get your customers? You deploy your Dream 100 list. Can anybody talk us through the concept of the Dream 100 list? Would you like to try it, Davidola?
I think your Dream 100 list for you on the road to becoming an expert is, just listing everything that comes to your mind, like what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and then, be accountable, walk through everything and see how much you can do, or I don't know.
Thank you. That's a very good response. If you can make up your mind on who your clients should be or what your expertise should be, actually this one is for who your expertise should be, what you should do is write 100 things that you do very well, and then build a tribe and see which one they prefer, and then focus on strengthening that one. This also is for now to build your potential customers. How many people here would like to have more clients? That is a big problem in business. Now, this is a deal breaker. When I discovered it, I was like, oh my God, life can be so easy. What you need to do is first sit down and list the attributes of your potential customers. People you like working with, not people that can work with you, people you really like working with. They are this particular age range, they do this particular sort of things, they have this kind of problems, they're looking for this kind of solution. Then when you finish, identify, prioritize them, and then start reaching out for them and to them. Start asking who knows these people. How can I attract the attention of these people? How can I stay in contact with these people until those people move from thinking about you to going, I know this name, to when you send them an email, they respond, to when they say, you know what, why don't you do this for me? Yes, thank you, till they reach out. So what you're doing is you're building a relationship with them, but the first thing you did was to identify who they were, where they were, and you had a plan to consistently stay in touch with them. Somebody said earlier on, consistency. Someone said earlier on, consistency. So this is where you do all that. And then lastly, you monitor who's responding, who's not responding, and then you refine. So at this point, I'm going to ask if we have any questions before we move into our activity. Do we have any questions? I know there's a lot of things that were written in the room earlier on I had not addressed. But once I have your WhatsApp your email address, I will answer all those questions one by one. Like somebody came and said, I'd like to know what other people are doing. So I will send you a list of case studies on what people are doing and how they're making transitions from one thing to the other. I can tell you my story too, but after we finish, because this is all about you first. So do we have any questions? Ben said, I want to know what is going on, what are the opportunities? I would answer that also.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I want to know why Victor is wearing so many bracelets.
I was wondering myself, not to be rude. But now that we're too and bold, no, bracelets, I have to.
Right? No.
Oh, no, it's okay, I understand.
It's personal.
Is it dish? Yeah, continue.
No, I used to wear 2, 3, but everybody wears 2, 3. So I said, why not wear 13? People
I see you
wear
worked.
13, so
You work. We noticed.
We noticed.
And you spoke. You were bold. Me, I was like, let me be.
I'll keep thinking about it even after I need to know. So like, okay, then I just ask.
But that's an amazing.
It's an amazing one.
Yeah, and at times in your business, building a personal brand is something that really matters, no matter what you do, and staying on your lane. So do we have any other questions before I tell us to go and do something in a group? And before then, I would like us to scan. If we go back. So we can fill the workbook. There are lots of questions there. And then there's a follow-up 3-part session where I will go into details on what you spoke about in the room. And all the sessions are complimentary and they're online. You can watch them on repeat. So no problem.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
So I won't have to ask a question. I think it's a little personal for me, right? So okay, thank you. So I lead operations, right? I've done that for quite a close to a decade. Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's better. Okay, thank you. So I'll say I led operations, right, at many different businesses that I've been involved in, right? I mean, business operations, which I could almost call service design as well, right, for quite a while. And yeah, I've done it exceptionally well over this period. I'm currently at a time where I'm trying to share more, right? I'm trying to share more with a lot more people, right? Advice, businesses within the creative space, which is my domain, right? And all of that. So, but I am an introvert, right? I would say I enjoy being in my cave a lot, right? Well, I mean, I've started coming out a little, right? So, what's your advice for people who are trying to share more, right? Maybe not essentially monetize yet, right? Because I'm not really looking to monetize. I just really want to help a lot more creatives and agencies, right? So, what's your advice for someone who is a lot more reserved, who loves his space, right? In the last 3 years or so, every speaking engagement I was called for, I pushed it to a friend or my business partner, right, to go because I really just want to be. Right, so what's your advice for someone who is coming out of that phase?
Okay, thank you so much for that question, VJ. There are 2 possible solutions. But first, I would like to shoot your tire. You need visibility. You cannot shy away from it. You cannot hide from it. It's actually in your favor. You can't buy what you don't know. You can't even ask for help from what you don't know. So I'll tell you, please try and get comfortable with it. The only thing is you might not have to do it real time. So if somebody invites you for speaking or engagement, you can tell them, I only do recordings. I will not do in real time. And if there are questions, I will answer those questions. I think you could explore the option of opening your own platform or stage. It could be on Instagram, it could be on Facebook. And ask people to come and submit questions and you answer those questions. And you don't have to interact with people one-on-one because you like your space, but it is there and anybody can go there. And you're beginning to create digital assets that would speak for you. Do you think that is aligned to something you might be willing to do?
I sometimes shy away from the camera, but I mean, I am trying to, I'm trying to embrace this thing. So yes, I will do some of this.
And you don't have to be on camera. You can be B-roll with your voice. So you can be Lagaja. So at this point, I guess we're virtually out of time, am I right? Because we have an activity and I can just give out the questions and...
7 minutes.
Okay, fine. So can we break into teams of... Can we go around the room and we can go through the numbers 1 to 4? Starting with...